What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Brawl Project. Today, we're going to start taking a look at some of these Ikoria decks, which is now live on MTGA. The first one we're going to look at is Riel the Everwise, or as I like to call it, Discard Tribal. So, Riel, I did a deck check on this deck in my previous video when I was playing in the preview event, but now we've got more capabilities of playing it on the live server. Riel is a 3-cost Izzet commander, a 0/3, gets +1/+0 for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard, but the big draw to Riel as a commander is whenever you discard one or more cards for the first time each turn, draw that many cards. Not just draw one card, draw that many cards. It goes great with cycling, you discard a card, you draw 2 cards. Imagine for a second you're playing Riel on turn 4, you've got 1 mana left over. Why not discard a Dranith Singer, which cycles for 1? You discard that card, Riel triggers, you get the cycling trigger, so essentially you just cycled this for 2 cards. You discard this, paid 1 mana, got 2 cards. You're playing a 1 mana divination. It sounds pretty powerful, you can do it on your turn or your opponent's turn. What you can't do is you can't cycle this and then cycle something else. For example, if you play Riel with 2 mana up, you can't immediately cycle this and then cycle something else. But what you can do is you can do it on your opponent's turn. So you draw 2 cards on your turn, draw 2 cards on your opponent's turn. Sounds great. Riel also goes great with certain cards like Channeled Force or Neheb or Cavalier Flame that ask you to discard as many cards from your hand as you would like and then draw that many cards. Something that has happened, it seems to happen pretty frequently with this deck. You'll just have several cards in hand, you'll play one of these and you'll draw 8-10 cards. It's amazing. Another card that really takes advantage of that is Cathartic Reunion. So this deck, I feel like it's rarely bottlenecked on cards, so we're really relying on cheap effects, because I think we're going to be bottlenecked on mana most of the time. You'll notice that the curve slants really low, and we'll go over some of those cards first, but let's just go over some of these cards that let us discard the aforementioned ones. Also, we got the Royal Scions, also threatens to ultimate pretty quickly, really puts the pressure on. Bag of Holding works well with all these discard, although honestly, like, if you've got Riel going, you don't really need the Bag of Holding, but it's nice in case you can't stick Riel or if you really just need the extra value. When you discard all these cards, they just go into the bag, and then you can crack the bag to get it back. You've got all sorts of cycling cards. Shark Typhoon is a nice one because it can create a creature as it cycles. Most of these cycling cards, I'm just looking for cards that cycle for 1. An exception is Neutralize. We're in the market for counterspells. We're playing blue. This is a pretty nice rate on a counterspell, but, you know, like Dranith Stinger, not a very good card, but cycles for 1, and that's a really big deal for what we're doing. And then we're playing a lot of cheap effects, because I think we're just going to draw a ton of cards. I think we can use effects like Stern Dismissal and Unsummon to tempo them out. I think that holding up 2 mana for these 2 mana counterspells like Disdainful Stroke, Negate, not this one, Quench, and what's the other one? Shouldn't there be one more? Shouldn't there be a Tail's End in here? I think there should be a Tail's End in here. I just totally didn't notice while I was playing. Okay, well, I'll reflect that in the Scryfall deck list. We've got a few more counterspells in Ionize and Neutralize, but 3 mana counterspell is kind of clunky. We're tapping out a lot of mana to draw a lot of cards. Some things that take advantage of all of the instants and sorceries that we're either cycling or casting on the cheap. Terramander is one of them. Crackling Drake, another. Beacon Bolt is also a nice one. If you discard this one to one of your other effects, you can cast it from your graveyard. Riel works really well with the Jumpstart cards. It's just, unfortunately, most of the Jumpstart cards aren't very exciting. And you also have Blitz of the Thunder Raptor as another card that takes advantage of how many instants and sorceries you have in the graveyard. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. And one other card that takes advantage of drawing multiple cards a turn is Improbable Alliance. You can get an army of 1/1s. That's a way to close out the game. But usually you get to the point where you can clear your opponent's board and then attack with either a very large Riel. Riel gets pretty big in this deck, or just one of your big beaters, Neheb or Cavalier of Flame, or even just Ox of Vagonis. One thing I will say is I played this deck with Agent of Treachery in it, and honestly, like, Agent of Treachery is one of the most busted cards in blue in Brawl, but it didn't feel that great in this one. So maybe I would trade this Agent of Treachery out for a Tail's End. The 2 mana counterspell is a big deal. Yeah, so that's the deck. This one is running a little low on lands compared to what I'm used to. If you've watched my videos, you know I love my high land counts. But one issue this deck does have is that in the late game, it might just have too many lands in hand and not really be able to do anything. You always want to have Riel at the ready, whether in your command zone or in play, and then be able to cycle something and then generate card advantage that way. So having too many lands is a bit... it can be stifling at the late game. You just can't get any traction. In fact, I might even cut one land for an opt. I'm going to reflect that in the Scryfall deck list. Anyway, I've already played the games. They were awesome. I will... You may have already seen the clip from one of them. If not, I'm using it as a teaser. Anyway, I hope you enjoy these games. And if you do enjoy the Brawl Project, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the things. We've got social media links in the description. We've got deck list in the description. And yeah, just be sure to check out my other content because I love Brawl and make lots of videos for it. What else can I say? Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into the games. Please enjoy Riel Discard Tribal. Alright, here we go against the big bad Niv-Mizzet Reborn with Obosh. Ooh, that's interesting. Alright, well, we got a Cycler in hand, we got an Improbable Alliance. I think I'm going to keep this. A key part of this game is going to be keeping Riel alive, which is not going to be a given. I think if I play her on 4 and then immediately cycle a starting development, we're in pretty good shape. We'll also see if this Lava Coil hits something, like a lot of these times these deck play mana creatures. I personally don't love mana creatures in this type of deck. Ooh, the Royal Silence is nice. It's also a real threat that I can play on 3. That's not the easiest to remove. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. And we have an Ionize. Fantastic. Let's get rid of this Lava Coil. Yeah, I'll keep a land, that's fine. And well, we're gonna start attacking a lot. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, this is odd numbers only. Interesting. Okay. I thought, well, I was wrong about which commander it was. Okay, so we get to draw 2 here with Riel. Like, that's pretty sweet. What do I want to discard? Discard Channel. Like, Channel Force can draw us a lot of cards, but it's not actually hitting anything, I don't think. So let's go ahead and do that. This is now a 1 mana uncounterable divination. Cannot be responded to. As long as I have Riel in play, I can discard it immediately. You gotta answer Riel. No answer on Riel? Alright, here we go. Cycle, and then we're gonna have counter magic up. Alright, draw and discard.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
I think I'm discarding Frostveil Ambush. Like, Shark Typhoon is at least a threat, or potentially a threat. Oh my god, we're drawing so many cards, it's beautiful. Okay, so here we go, we're gonna go to combat, we're gonna attack. Hopefully we don't see a removal spell on Riel. No removal spell. No, there's definitely a removal spell. Response, attacking. Okay, so that's fine. We'll just Ionize it. We want to keep Riel on the table as much as possible. Riel is cards like you've never seen before. Okay, Arcane Signet. I could just play the Footfall Crater. Honestly, that seems pretty good because they like have to sweep in order to accomplish things. And if they do that, then I get to just play Neheb and hit them. So, like, if they sweep this up, that's annoying, but probably fine. I can also just play Riel and give her haste. Like, they're at 14, that's a real life total that we can actually be doing some damage here. Interesting. Like, oh wait, this is odd? So this has an odd converted mana cost? I guess it's 5+2. That's actually really clever. Like, that's really clever deck building from my opponent. Figuring out a way to use up the even terms efficiently when they don't have any things that technically cost even. So I think what they're looking for here is, like, untapped land Time Life. But even that, like I said, is not the most insane. We can go Neheb, attack for 5, then the Royal Scions draw 4 cards, and they'd be at 1. Oh. Our opponent may have also be off this. I guess if I play the Royal Scions first, that works too. Okay. As always, if this is the end, if my opponent's just not here, I'll cut it out and we'll go to the next one. Alright, we are 1 for 1 as far as opponents just conceding. Athreos, they usually play this as a control deck, and this is not an exciting hand against that. Yeah, we're also not close to casting Crackling Jig. Okay, I'll keep this. Anytime I have Improbable Alliance, I'm usually pretty happy. Also, if they're playing Athreos as the commander, Agent of Treachery on Athreos just sounds amazing to me. Alright, so let's go ahead. Same start as last time, Improbable Alliance. Unfortunately, we don't have anything with cycling to go with Riel. But hopefully we'll find something. I probably don't want to play Riel without Unsummoned backup, I think, because, I mean, one way to beat us is just make sure that Riel never sees the light of day. Yeah, so I'm just going to play this. We even have a counterspell up if they try to play something for 4 mana. They've gone nothing, nothing, nothing. I think that, given that they're playing Athreos, they're probably just playing, like, really removal spell heavy deck. Well, I'm not that concerned about Seraph, but we're going to be tapping out a lot. This deck's bottleneck is its mana, not its number of cards. For the most part, we actually might be running into a situation where we actually do run out of cards here. All right, so I imagine we're seeing some sort of removal on Riel. You cannot let this live. We have the Unsummon to bring it back. Yep, here we go. Unsummon, bring it back, hand. And we're just gonna kind of sit tight until we find something that has cycling, I think. We can just play out the Terramander, that's fine. We could even just play out Brazen Borrower, although I would like to get the mana exchange with it. Oh, you know what? I could have just activated Improbable Alliance. Even if I do that at end step, if I discard Shock, like, Shock's probably not doing anything here. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. Alright, well, whatever. Oh, sorry, this costs 6, not 5. Why did I think that this cost 5? Heliod. Interesting. Alright, well, we'll just do this. That mana exchange. We're trading down on mana, but that's okay. We'll just attack. We're probably just activating Improbable Alliance and discarding Shock. We need to find a cycler so that we can really kick it into gear with Riel. Yeah, we don't... By activating this at the end of my opponent's turn, we don't get a fairy, but we also get to make a more informed decision and you know, bluff that we have a counterspell or whatever. Alright, so let's activate this. I don't think that I don't think it's going to be a race here. I think we're going to have to outcard them. Well, they have black-white up. It's possible that this goes awry, but I think it's also possible that this just goes the way I want it to. So if they can answer Riel in response to the +1, I should have kept blue up, I suppose. Although, I can't really think of too many cards that really matter here. Alright, so basically just drawing a card. Milling 1, drawing 1. Not bad for a 3-mana Planeswalker. Alright, so let's see what our opponent has here. Planar Cleansing would get us pretty good. The Heliod would stick around even. But if they just play Athreos, we're just going to play Agent of Treachery and take what is theirs. Make what is theirs ours. They could also kill the Royal Scions, but if they can't kill both the Royal Scions... Well, I actually don't have anything to go with Riel right now. I suppose Improbable Alliance is fine. It's 6 mana, draw 2. Or sorry, 6 mana, draw 1. Make a 1/1. Which, given the amount of mana and the lack of action in our hand, that's fine. We take that. But if they just tap out here, kaboom. This card is so stupid. Agent of Treachery, I'm so sick of Agent of Treachery. I'm sick of blue decks countering everything, and I'm sick of Agent of Treachery, because we've just had it in the metagame for so long. And I honestly don't think it's going to get that much better. Alright, here we go. Riel is gone, going into the command zone. Acceptable, but we can just play Riel again, and if they can't answer her at instant speed, we get to draw a card and discard a card, which is the same as drawing 2, discarding 1. Kind of like that anyway. So let's do this, let's do this.
Let us plan for the
Crackling Drake. Yeah, I still think that all this action is better than anything else we have. Better than just getting lands. This is a 1 mana cycler. We can just cycle this now, or I can cycle it on my opponent's turn in order to make another fairy. And I'm just gonna do that. Like, the value of playing a land here isn't that high. All right, here we go. 6 mana. Play Athreos. Play Athreos. Then we get to cycle, make a fairy, and steal their Athreos. And then putting a coin on Agent of Treachery is pretty nasty. All right, what we got? Again, if my opponent just goes Planar Cleansing, that is a big deal. We can cycle the Go for Blood in response to draw 2 cards, essentially. Well, you know, this 1 card turns into 2 cards. Here we go, Murderous Rider. Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing I can do about it.
Retreat is a valid strategy.
Maybe they've got a sweeper to follow it up with. You can just play Crackling Drake, although I'd want to have some way of mitigating the effects of the sweeper, so maybe just flashing in Brazen Borrower at the end of turn would be a good line on the next one. Idyllic Tutor. Alright. Resolve. We're going to get another fairy. We could even just up the Pteramander and start bashing. I mean, put them in a position where they have to sweep, and then we can play Brazen Borrower. Okay, here we go. Elspeth. Alright, that's fine. Cycle this. Startling Development. Oh, that's another card that cycles. That's another... That's another... Actually, do I win? Okay. No, there's no way I actually win this turn. Not without some shenanigans. So I'm just going to cycle this as well. Make another fairy. Draw 2. Alright, that's not particularly useful, but that's fine. We'll attack with everything, and we'll just pass, planning to Brazen Borrower at the end of turn. Or perhaps activate Improbable Alliance, which makes yet another fairy. Oh wait, I could have activated this for like +4 damage. That's fine. I'll just leave mana up really menacing-like. Plus, if they just play Elspeth Conquers Death and I play Brazen Borrower and adapt this, I think that's game, right? Come on, hit me. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going for the kill here. So, pass to attackers. My turn. Play this. Activate this. Attack for lots. Boom. Alright, 2 for 2. Let's go. I love this deck. Here we go against Yarok the Desecrated. Well, we've got an Unsummon, and that's a card that I really like against Yarok, but also we've got a Channeled Force. Now, oh, whoops, that's not what I meant. In Eternal, those are reversed, which is why I had that confusion. Unfortunately, I don't have a 1-mana cycler. Yeah, we're just gonna have to be okay with this. Temple, yeah, sure. If I could draw a 1-mana cycler, ooh, or the Royal Scions, that's a good one. Because then I can play Riel and immediately get some value off of it. Because if I just play Riel and it gets killed, that's not too exciting. Incubation Druid, alright. Opponent really on the Mana Creature clan. Evolving Wilds, looks like we're going to be facing down a Yurok on the next turn. That's okay. They don't have any power. Ooh, Incubation Druid. But if they just attack the Royal Scions, that's fine. So let's go ahead and... Well, you know what, the other thing, I could just play Riel, and if they play Yurok, we get to go Channeled Force and just draw a million cards, although we're probably not in a spot where we have to do that, so I'm just going to get this starting to tick up and go for the ultimate.
I will steady your mind, Rowan.
And I will inspire your heart.
Can probably ditch this Field of Ruin. Well, no, they probably play Field of the Dead. Get rid of Shark Typhoon. Seems like we're a ways off, or maybe even Crackling Drake could be the weakest link here. I definitely want to keep these 3. I probably want to keep both lands. Alright, Crackling Drake is the least elastic of all of these, so that's what I'll get rid of. So what I think the most likely... Oh, there's the Field of the Dead. Ooh, Nissa, yikes.
Strange and magnificent world.
I think this is okay. This is sticking around another turn.
Tactical error.
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, we don't even really care about the Royal Scions sticking around now that I think about it. So we get to draw a card here. We have Unsummon available. I can unsummon the Forest now. Boy, they have a lot of mana. No, I think I need to save the Unsummon for Yurok. Hopefully they don't kill Riel. Because if they don't, we get to Channeled Force, and that's pretty sweet. Start going after their creatures, but they just have so much mana. Oh, looks like they're intent on attacking first. Oh no, they're just making more mana with Leafkin, but they could have tapped Field of the Dead. I probably should not have let them have this much mana. Like, this one untapped island is not the most menacing. I mean, we can take down Nissa just with Channeled Force. That is something. Oh, here we go. Adapt. Okay. Maybe I should have unsummoned in response to that adapt. Yeah, probably. I'm all for this. So what? I unsummon the Incubation Druid and all of a sudden they don't have much going on? Okay, sure. Play to the board here. Not blocking.
Cover my back, Rowan.
Although that does mean I can't kill Nissa. Well, can I? You can discard 5 cards. Oh, we're going to be drawing a lot of cards, but I have to wonder if it's going to be enough. We can definitely take out Nissa. We can also just take out the Forest, which is really obnoxious for them. But they probably still have enough mana to do whatever it is that they want to do. I should take out Nissa. Okay, so let's do this. Submit. Go ahead and attack. Take down Nissa. If they want chump block here, that's okay too. Here's the Channeled Force. This is a card that I like. Do this for 5. Yeah, if we don't draw a land, that's kind of problematic, but I think it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to keep the Pteramander in hand. Hopefully we have untapped blue source into play Pteramander. Yeah, we have to discard. Okay. The other thing I could do is I could just play a shock. That's actually probably more relevant, cutting them down on 1 mana. So let's do that. Alright, discarding Ox, and let's discard a land here. I don't think I need that many red sources. Then next turn we have like double Beacon Bolt, I suppose. They do have a lot of mana, but... And they're taking down the Royal Scions, but... We do have a lot of cards. They have this turn, and then after that we can try to hold up Quench. Yep, there goes that. Riel's still around. Riel is our way of getting cards back. Both of these are essentially divinations. Can definitely go cycle into Beacon Bolt to take down Yarok. And I think that's what we're going to see here. And then we have Quench. Ooh, or I could just Lava Coil, but that means that I don't have Quench up, and I think I probably want Quench up, given the state of things. Okay, so I have to cycle first. This is bad. This card is really bad. It is really just here for the... It's really just there for... Oh, they just conceded. Okay, I accept. I don't think that was a winning position, but hey, who am I to argue? Yeah, there's a lot of bad cyclers in this deck, but they're just here to draw cards with Riel, and they do that very, very well, especially since they cycle for just 1. All right, let's go. We're 3 for 3. Let's go on to the next one. All right, had some technical difficulties between the last one and this one, but I think they're all sorted out. So Nissa, who shakes the world, this is actually a tough matchup for us, I would say. I think that we need our time to just mess around and, you know, generate our card advantage, while this deck, Nissa, just goes for it. Fast ramp into something huge, and if we don't have the answer for Nissa, I think the enablers are really the things that we need to deal with here. Then we're going to be in trouble. We do have Brazen Borrower into Riel into Channeled Force, which is... That's a pretty good start, I think, but I am definitely a little scared. So whatever they play here, unless it's a Paradise Druid, we're definitely Brazen Borrowing. Get back, because we have 2, 3, 4, and 5 all lined out, all filled out in the curve. So Riel, gonna pass. Then we have Channeled Force, draw 1,000,000 cards, and hopefully kill something. We'll probably just kill their mana creature if that's what they have. And we'll be drawing tons of cards, and that's really exciting. Alright, Leaf Kindred, you got it. I definitely want to hold up the Stern Dismissal, or I definitely want to have access to the Stern Dismissal. So I think Cavalier Flame has to go, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3. We will draw the cards, and we will target Leaf Kindred. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Probably going to draw into a land here. If we don't, it's really embarrassing. That's also kind of embarrassing, I gotta say. But I think we're okay. We can cycle one of these cards to draw a bunch of cards. All these cards just draw more cards, which is kind of ridiculous. Okay. We also don't have an answer. Like, we managed to not draw land and not draw an answer for Nissa, which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me. Okay, so what are we going to do? We can play Droneth Stinger and start doing damage, but honestly, that's not a very efficient way of doing damage. Maybe Shark Typhoon is a good way of closing this game out. Alright, well, I'm going to start it off with a cycle. Go for Blood, Unsummon. I guess I'm happy to see both of those. I'll have to discard 2 cards, you say? I could play Droneth Stinger and just hold up the Unsummon. That seems okay. Or I could just hold up Unsummon and play Brazen Borrower this turn. And discard, like, Shredded Sails. That's fine. I don't think we need 1,000,000 cards in hand in order to win this one. Plus, that buffs Riel, which is nice. Okay, so I bet we're seeing Nissa here. Granted, if all we have is... Oh, Thrashing Brontodon? Yeah, sure. Got it. Evolution Sage? Deal. It's a 3-2, which is actually kind of annoying. We can't go for Blood It. We're gonna play the Brazen Borrower and start beating down. Oh, the Thrashing Brontodon interacts with our Shark Typhoon plan. Well, what if I just played these two on summon effects on these two and attack for, what, 8? How does that sound? And then I can play Shark Typhoon to make a 2-2 flyer on my next turn? I'm kind of into it. We've got cards aplenty. Attack for 8, make a 2-2 flyer, and draw 2 cards. Alright, what we got? Voracious Hydra. Alright. It's probably fighting Riel. Yeah, gonna go ahead and cycle this in response. 1, 2. Autopay, we've got a 2-2 flyer and draw 2. Ooh. And the Pteramander. Pteramander is a real threat here. We've even got a Dranith Stinger in order to put even more pressure on. Alright. Definitely playing Pteramander here. I think I just play the Stinger and just pressure their life total. We've got 2 Cyclers in hand. We can turn up the Pteramander, and that should be enough. I mean, they're playing mono green. They can play Nissa and make a ton of mana, but we'll see if that's enough. Nylea? Sure. Doesn't have reach or anything, does it? Have of Thorns. That does, well, kind of has reach. Well, it definitely has reach. What am I talking about? Alright. Play a land. And I guess if they play another thing, they can turn on Nylea. No? Okay. That's fine with me. Ping. Ping again. Activate Pteramander. Well, let's fire this off first, I suppose. Doesn't look like we'll need either of these. Castle Embereth also probably just gets the job done. Ionize and neutralize. Yeah, I mean... even without it, it gets the job done. So they block here. Unless they have something, they just take 7. Unless this Cavalier secretly has lifelink, which I don't think it does. Alright. Riel working smoothly. Although our opponent had a really slow start in that game, to be fair, and that's exactly what we need. We need our opponents to have slow starts in order for us to get our value engines online. Alright, Korvold Fey Cursed King. It's been a while since I've seen this one. I like this hand a lot. We have a turn 2 Ominous Seas, and you can do some pretty sick stuff with that. So we need a 4th land to make sure our Fabled Passage comes into play untapped and can create maximum value, or create maximum curve out value, I should say. We've got turn 2 Ominous Seas. If we get to play Riel into Channeled Force, woo! All of a sudden, our seas are, well, there's a lot going on there. Ooh, yes, I like that. Ominous Seas, here we go. Just play it. Then we're going to play Riel. Even if they manage to kill her, we've got Channeled Force. But I think, well, if we find something else to do on turn 3, maybe we just do that on turn 3, but if not, Riel into Channeled Force is what we're going for. That's what we're looking at here. I think what we wouldn't want to see is if they go Mana Creature into Vraska, because that can answer Riel if we just play it. But, I mean, I don't know, I suppose I can hold on to Riel for a turn and then make sure I get the value off of cycling. Oh, Dreadhorde Butcher? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, hit me. That's cool. Ominous Seas. Just playing Riel here. They have to use their entire turn to use a removal spell. Annoying, but manageable, I think. if they do that, I think we have to go into... Oh, they're targeting it. Scorching Dragonfire. Alright, to the command zone we go. So, they're going to... Yeah, they're going to hit us with this. I think I'm just going to Channel Force this for 3. Discarding everything I have. We definitely want the colored sources here. Well, no. I should keep some sort of cycler. This one gets value. We'll have 3 cards in hand. But we also get 1 card closer with the Omnis Seas if we just discard everything. I don't know. Being high and dry without a... Well, I suppose I just do this now then. I'll just discard everything. We will draw the cards. I will shoot the Dreadhorde Busher. If they have a Veil of Autumn or Veil of Summer, whichever one it is, the Hexproof from Blue and Black, we're actually totally dead here. But alas, they do not. That's very good for us. I think I just jam Riel again. We're a turn away from getting this going. Yeah, because if they don't kill Riel, we get to play Cavalier Flame and draw a ton of cards. Yara. That's fine. If we play Riel, it prevents them from just jamming. Ooh. Still, I think this is what I want to do. So, if they want to kill Riel, they have to... they can't play Korvold. Korvold's a good play for them here. They get to draw a lot of cards. Okay. They have, like, Bone Shards or something? Bedevil? Yeah, okay. Alright, well, not the end of the world. Although I suppose they can sacrifice this. It's kind of annoying. Brazen Borrower. Okay, well, we've got lots of expensive stuff in hand, so I'm just gonna cycle this. We can make an 8/8 here. More to come potentially. 2 life. We're definitely going to suffer if we can't play Riel. That's a thing. They can sacrifice the Piper of the Swarm. Ooh, they can use the Piper of the Swarm. That's actually pretty good. Midnight Reaper. We're gonna sacrifice. Okay, I probably want to get rid of Ara here. Don't want to stick around. So they're gonna like activate and sacrifice or something. That's pretty good. Not let them keep this online. Can use Agent of Treachery potentially to make them sacrifice the Midnight Reaper. Seems expensive. We get to play Brazen Borrower too. I guess we're just beating down here. How are we at 12? No, I think I just want to go with... One thing I could do is I could just play Cavalier Flame and hold up Disdainful Stroke. That doesn't sound that bad to me. Alright, let's just do that. I don't want them to draw a million cards with Korvold. And we are pressuring them quite a bit here. I suppose I may as well discard Agent of Treachery. Like, Agent of Treachery is just not going to accomplish anything because they have the Witch's Oven. Let's get rid of this. Mobilize District, huh? End turn. And then we can attack for a lot with Cavalier Flame. They are losing life with Midnight Reaper, although I guess they get to get it back with Ayara. Hopefully they just tap out for something that we can Disdainful Stroke. But I do think we're going to run out of gas here. They've kept us off our Riel plan twice, which is what they need to do. Alright. This is a problem. And they've got Piper. They're going to draw a lot of cards. Problematic. We can attack in the air, but they've got the Witch's Oven too to be able to gain life. How close am I to dying? If I just activate the Cavalier Flame and send everything in? But they have to make some blocks. 6. I don't think I'm that close to dying. What does this say? Sacrifice 3 routes, gain control. Okay, so that's not happening. Well, let's attack first. They're going to get to draw a card here. But, I mean, it's really painful for them to not block the Cavalier Flame too. So I might have to sacrifice multiple things. Oh, they don't get to draw a card because AR is summoning sick, of course. I think they might recognize that they kind of have to... Well, they don't have to block. They are taking a lot of damage if they don't. We've got the Ionize to help our math here. Yeah, well, I'm still activating. I've got 8 mana, I think, so I can activate once. Unfortunately, I don't have Trample. But hey, if I draw another, like, big creature, if I draw the Crackling Drake, then we can give it haste and attack in the air. So we get food here. They only take 4. Yeah, but they can't really attack into the mobilized district. We can hold up Disdainful Stroke. No, not that they want to. Both of their creatures have tap abilities, so they're probably not doing that. Okay, well, I think we're ahead on board, and we've got counterspells in hand. Ionize literally counters anything, and Disdainful Stroke counters anything big. Let's counter that. That also shoots them for 2. Also, if I draw land, like, I can go Riel, activate Cavalier Flame to give it haste. Ooh, that is really good. Holy cow. I guess they really just sniffed out the Disdainful Stroke. Because now they can sacrifice something to get rid of our Brazen Borrower. Well, that's not good. That's one of the worst things that we could draw, tapped land. Alright, well, let's keep on sending. Although, it's not like attacking with Riel is that much better than attacking with Mobilized District here. Oh my god. Wait. Oh, okay. This is not the demon. It also says non-token, so... But I guess they're just gaining life from the food. So we activate the Cavalier Flames once. We have to hope that we don't die. Up to 8. Opponent is playing this smartly, I gotta say. block the 8. I think they need to make another block. I don't think they can just block that and be okay. Blocking Judith. Blocking with Judith. 5. Okay, well, we're gonna activate that. They're going to sacrifice something in order to... I guess they sacrificed Judith in order to shoot the Brazen Borrower. They take 4. They can sacrifice the draw card. That works as well. Though, I don't know, like, getting food is pretty relevant. I don't know, like, my opponent's pretty tied up for mana, even though they're, you know, making all this food and whatnot. This takes 2, like, either of these hit... I am dealing damage to them each turn. Either of these hitting is almost certain doom. Yeah, they know about Tail's End or Disdainful Stroke. They're really reluctant to play their Korvold into it. But maybe at some point they'll run out of options. I do, in fact, have a Disdainful Stroke, yes. They can activate and block again, but... yeah, they have to block a lot of stuff. I don't know that the Piper Storm's going to be able to stick around. They only have 2 mana, so they can only activate one thing. Alright, well, I'm going to keep this in hand in case we draw something that lets us discard. I'm going to play Riel and send her in. Yeah, because then if 2 of these hit, it's lethal. Also, I just don't really have a choice. If they kill Riel... If they can somehow kill Riel, then I might think about playing the land, but otherwise I don't think so. I feel like we might just be in a winning position. Our opponent has a lot of value, and they can block a lot and whatnot, but they also, like, here they have to block with both of them. Unless they've got another trick up their sleeve, which, for 1 mana, I don't think they can. So yeah, we go Chump Chump, draw a card. I think... I don't know if they had mana up last turn. No, they would have sacrificed their food if they did. Okay, so I'm gonna... Block. Yeah. Take 6, go to 6. Then Aara is gone. They have all this food. They can even play Korvold, but suddenly, like, any threat is lethal with the Cavalier Flame, fire-breathing it. We can even activate the Mobilized District. If we have some way of drawing 2 cards, we can even make a Kraken and give that haste. Well, I have to sacrifice that. Actually, that's actually... that might not be that great for them, because these tokens really matter when I've got a Cavalier Flame on the board. Drop to 2. I will sacrifice a creature. If they have some way of untapping Clackbridge Troll, yeah, we're very dead. They have 4 mana. Maybe they've got a Ritual of Soot or something. That would take out... yeah, it would take out some stuff. I still have the Cavalier Flame and Mobilized District, though. Maybe it was worth playing this island, because if they can somehow... like, if they have Ritual of Soot... well, if they have Ritual of Soot, they just died. But, like, if I played the land and then I drew another land, in case they removed all my creatures somehow, I could have replayed Riel and activated again. Alright, opponent, what you got? If they've got... oh man, the Ram Through does not seem like a card they would play, but man, Ram Through would get me here. Alright, well, let's activate. Alright! Look at Riel go. Even a game where we had to play relatively fair, we managed to get there. Awesome. All right, let's play one more. An opponent named All Hail Bolus is playing Narset with Zerda the Dawnwalker. Each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. I guess that works with Planeswalkers. Okay, Stern Dismissal is kind of garbage, but I think I'll keep this. Shark Typhoon seems really good against them. Not just as a... not just as an enchantment. In fact, probably not as an enchantment, but just as something that can... be an instant speed threat while not losing value. It's a 2-for-1. Oh, my opponent's playing Omnis Seas. Okay, well, I'll Stern Dismissal that when we get closer to, needing to get rid of it. They probably have a way of answering my Riel, which is unfortunate, but... Ooh, my opponent's just on the enchantment plan. Ooh, this is actually exciting. Okay, but this also means that we're going to get to draw so many cards. We even have, we just have Ionize up. I think I just hold that up. Yeah, let's just do that. Cool with me. And if they don't do anything, we can play Shark Typhoon to draw 2, put a 1/1 into play. I mean, heck, we don't even have to make the 1/1. Yeah, we're countering that one. Don't need them to take down Riel. I'd like to protect my Riel if possible. Personally. Okay, I can draw 10 cards here, play a land. Sure. That seems good enough, right? I guess drawing 8 cards and then bouncing their Omnis Seas seems pretty good too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Target me. Target up to 1 creature. Target this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully we have land plus. Yeah, we have untapped land. Oh, geez, but okay, that's fine. I forgot that we get to draw twice. This comes into play untapped, right? We've got the Steam Vents. Yeah, and we'll just bounce this Omnis Seas and attack for 4. Then we've got more cycling after that, although some of these cards are not that spectacular. We get to draw a lot of cards for sure. It's just a matter of whether we can turn those cards into relevant cards, I think. That's the big question here. So, I mean, playing Omnis Seas seems unspectacular. Playing Midnight Clock is fine. We get to Shredded Sails that. That's a good way of turning one of our cards into a relevant card, because I think otherwise Shredded Sails just doesn't do anything in this matchup. I mean, sure, it kills a 1/1. Yep, you got it. Resolve. I think I'm going to play this because I'm so light on action. I guess I didn't have to play it first, but whatever. Red, colorless. We're going to go ahead and destroy the artifact. We've got a startling development. Our opponent's chump blocking. Alright. So this is going to draw 2. Hopefully draws into something that lets us exchange out these excess lands for something a little more useful. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have an answer for Narset. So they can -2, but if they do that, then we do get to finish her off with... Oh, shoot, no we don't, because of the Improbable Alliance. Ooh. Well, we can Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, and I think we have to. So we're going to discard something and kill our Riel. That's annoying, but fine. Yes, the one card that I can't play with Riel here. Alright, so let's do this. Frostveil Ambush. Well, if I had done that on my turn, I would have been able to draw an extra card, but I think this is fine. Okay, so down goes Riel. Definitely into the command zone. We can blitz this and attack down Narset. I guess I play Riel. That's kind of annoying. Oh, I could have just hit the Planeswalker. But given that I'm attacking down the Planeswalker, this makes no sense. Alright, well, on our next turn we play Riel and cycle Frostveil Ambush, using up all of our mana. Activate abilities cost 2 less. Oh shoot! That counts cycling? That is nice. That is cool. I am a fan. That's pretty cool. Okay. Props to my opponent, all hail Bolus, for doing something cool and interesting and something that I haven't seen before. They're letting me have Riel. Okay, let's cycle this. Get our draw 2 in. Alright, well, we can just activate Castle Vantress if we have nothing better to do, or we can counter an opponent's spell if we have something good to do. Our opponent's pretty close to getting this Omniseas to go off. Oh my god. Yeah, they're going to have an 8/8. They're going to be able to attack with it. We could just trade with Riel, but that's definitely not something I'm interested in doing unless I have to. How much mana do we have up? We have 7, so that is just enough to Disdainful Stroke or negate, in addition to playing this. Okay. I actually think that this card is not very good. Oh geez, you get to play all the cycling cards. This is genius deck construction. I'm gonna search them up on Twitter and see if I can find them. Just say I'm a fan. I should probably just negate this. Or I should have Disdainful Stroke them. They probably don't have that many. Like, negate is pretty close to a hard counter, I have to imagine. Yep. How am I going to fight through this? My opponent is drawing so many cards. Ooh, that's cool. I guess if I find a Cavalier, we're just, like, totally set. If I get some way to discard a lot of cards, or like a Cathartic Reunion. Cathartic Reunion or Cavalier gets me straight back into this. Alright, so we're going to take a lot of damage here. We need some way of cycling out the lands in our hand. Alright, so activate Castle Vantress. Jeez, 10 cards. 10 counters on this. Alright, here we go. Scry, let's see what we got. There's Cathartic Reunion. Okay, I'm in for that. Omniseas. Man, I wish I could play both of them. I think both of those are good for us. So let's just fire off this Cathartic Reunion. Draw 5. Is draw 5 good? Jeez. I think in order to keep the cards coming, I might need to just cycle this Omniseas. That is not what I had hoped for, but, you know. This is definitely me trying to play lots of lands coming back to bite me. Maybe I just need to fill out the early game with Opt, but I feel like the early turns are so crucial. It's so crucial to have your mana going. Okay. Well, opponent. Yep, 8/8. Cycling Omniseas to chump block the 8/8 is not exactly what I was hoping for, I gotta say. Connaissance mission. Yeah, let's Disdainful Stroke that one. The problem with Reconnaissance mission, I guess you can cycle it if you don't have Improbable Alliance going, but If you don't have Improbable Alliance going, I feel like it doesn't do a whole ton. Man, I really need, like, Cavalier. Just to refresh my hand. I imagine my opponent's probably running into a similar situation because they're doing something very similar to what we're doing. Geez, without Omnises, I think I'm just in a lot of trouble. Ox of Agonis. Well, that does something pretty similar, honestly. Okay, so what are we doing here? I can also trade with one of the flyers and jump here. The 2/2 on the ground is just the same. Okay, let's do that. That's fine. So we're going to draw a ton of cards. No question about that. Assuming Riel sticks around. There's Cav of Flame too. Okay, well. Is this bag even worth it? I don't need a million. Like, I'm going to draw a million cards. I think the 1 mana is more important to us. We're not even going to even activate that. Jeez, actually, if we can clear the way, maybe we can just kill them. Riel is gigantic. Cavalier Flame grants haste. Okay, let's go for that. I think my opponent is on nothing. If we find a shock or some sort of removal spell, we could just get there with Cav. Okay, I've got 24 cards. Yeah, let's see as many cards as we can. There's an Unsummon. There's a Quench. There's a Brazen Borrower. I've got everything I need. Oh, well. I think I have everything I need. I think that I borrower this, I activate Cavalier Flame, and if they play a spell, or I can just unsummon. And then I've got the Quench to counter any spell they play. If they have double cycle, then I think they get out of this. Okay, so let's unsummon this. Boom. Let's activate Cavalier Flame. Let's attack. For lots. Did we get there? Oh boy. I think we're still fine. They need to cycle into a cycler. Oh, they do have another cycler. But that's fine in response to... before blockers, I can Brazen Borrower it. It just means that I don't have Punch Up. But we get to hit them with a huge Riel. Petty Theft. If they've got an Unsummon, they probably get us. But I'm just going for it. Oh, nice. Yes! Alright, that was fun. I thought they had us there. Well, did we lose a game today? I don't know, but boy, Riel did some crazy things, and it was a lot of fun the entire time. Thanks for watching. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Do all the things. All links are in the description if you want the deck list. I plan on trying to get through a lot of the other Ikoria commanders in the near future, so be on the lookout for that on my YouTube channel. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Have fun brawling. We have another month of free Brawl, and have fun with Ikoria. I'll see you later.